And I can't wait to do this video. It's not gonna be like your typical vlog video. I'm just gonna kind of get this on there so you guys can meet her. Because, wow, a family member of mine actually doesn't mind being on camera.
Oh, I love it.
And like where I can say, hey, look, this is Kasey.
I'm drinking beer with ice.
And I'm drinking my tea, and it says do your best, because that's what we do here in the Clark house.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't do our best, you know, but
you always do your best and whenever it comes up.
All right, guys. Say hi, Kasey. This is the famous Olympian. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. My dad's Porsche. That's right. Don't be jealous. Look at this thing. Look at that. It's beautiful. Bye, Dad.
This is Team Believe. You all know who I'm talking about because I tell you all the time about her. Just trying to get this right.
I'm gonna ask Kasey some questions because she right now is training to be in the Olympics. And so for people out there who are, I don't know, need to be inspired by something, that's why I'm asking her these questions. I don't really know my motivational point to this, but I thought it would be kind of fun to ask her some questions about her journey in trying to become a dressage Olympian for 2016 Team
USA.
Team USA, yeah, I was gonna say, we call ourselves, well, somehow the Team Believe came into play. I think my mom or Kasey or somebody.
For us running, like when we were running.
Oh yeah,
like,
and then they turned it into like Team Believe,
yeah,
for Kasey, for her to become an Olympian. First of all, she's been riding literally her whole life. She's the one who stuck with it, followed her dreams, even though the journey has not been easy and it's been really challenging and hard, I'm sure, which you're about to find out. Okay, so let's get started. Number one, what are some of the pressures that go along with training to be in the Olympics? Maybe some of the hardest pressures.
I think the hardest pressures are kind of changing levels within the sport. You know, there's different levels, especially like in gymnastics, or you know, you kind of have to go to each level and always have to, you know, go to the next level. And I think that that's probably the hardest, because there's always growing pains, you know,
kind of like plateaus.
Yeah, there's, well, not plateaus. I feel like it's more of like you learn something and then you have to make that
even better
and harder. Like the movement gets harder and more technical, and they ask for more intensity, and you know, you kind of have to keep up with it. For example, this might not be the best example, but for my sport, you have to do the small tour, which it's a stepping stone to the highest level of the Grand Prix. And so when you do the small tour and you succeed at that, then you have to learn new movements in order to get to the next level. One tempis and piaffe passage and everything that makes the sport so fun to watch, it takes time to get there.
So you have to learn just better moves. Just like in gymnastics, you have to do better things and more flips and better things.
So it's like in one level of gymnastics, you probably only have to do one flip, and then the difficulty gets harder.
And you also have to be more precise.
Yes, and so you have to keep going with that. And I think that's the challenging part, mentally and physically, because you know, it's mentally challenging because it takes a long time for you to say, okay, I might not get it today, but I'm gonna work harder for tomorrow, and then it's just gonna get better.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of patience in your own head, knowing it will happen. You just have to work hard to get it.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2, what are the hardest things? Wait, hold on, my handwriting is really bad. I did this really fast, you guys.
I can't even read it
I know, it's real bad. What's the hardest thing you've done through this process? I think what I mean, like I think what I meant by this, because I don't even know, but I think like what I meant by this is, what is the hardest thing you've done? Like, which part of this process has been the hardest for you?
I think the hardest has been moving around so much. I'm like a hippie right now, like a little, not a hippie, like a gypsy.
Yeah.
Where I'm constantly moving. Like I'm always in a different place. You know, right now I'm in Idaho. In a couple months I'll be in California.
And she was just in
Europe. And then Florida before that, and Spokane before that. So, you know, and it's really hard to keep people's belief in someone when they're like, okay, well, where are you now? Why are you there? So I think, you know, the hardest part is I kind of have to not have a set lifestyle. Like my lifestyle always changes. And so you
can't get too comfortable.
I can't get comfortable. And, you know, it's funny because mom asked, well, are you gonna be okay, like moving? Are you? And I'm like, I kind of have to be okay with whatever.
Yeah, you're just going with the flow.
Yeah, I can't really get settled yet.
I can see that being the hardest part.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's fun. I get to see new places.
She's getting married, and her fiance does not get to travel everywhere with her, so just imagine how hard that must be for anybody out there, especially going away to like Europe and like, you know, that's far, that's really far. So
time changes, and
and he doesn't always get to go there, you know, with her. And
long distance relationships work.
Yeah, they do. And me and JD actually, well, we didn't start out as one, but and I was always telling her it's okay. Like me and JD worked. She's way past me by now. Like we only like a year. I've
been to like countries.
Yeah, like she's way past me in the long distance. I don't even have room to talk anymore, honestly. Okay, so number 3, what kind of things do you tell yourself before going out and competing? Like in your brain.
In my brain, I kind of think of it as, well, this is just another sandbox. This is just another arena. I have to believe in what I have been training to do and keeping things the same. Now, I'm not only dealing with myself and my emotions, but I'm also dealing with my horse. Yeah. And their emotions are all over the place. So, you know, just keeping things the same and consistency is the best way to do it. Like I can pump myself up, but I also have to keep my emotions really under wraps.
And do you tend to go into like a zone when you're out there?
I do. I get really nervous before I get on, but once I get on and start riding, I'm fine.
Yeah, you kind of just like go into what you've been practicing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know if you guys have ever watched dressage. If you haven't,
YouTube, Andreas Helgstrand.
Well, I'll put the link in my description box. That way you can see what I'm talking about. And she's working on getting to 2016 Olympics. So she's up there, like big time. Number 4, what are your plans and goals after the Olympics?
I think the year after will probably just be a downtime for Dana and I to be together and not compete so much. And then after that, it's, you know, hopefully planning
it's hard to
for.
even know, right?
It is, because I mean, if I wanted to, I really could get pregnant right after the Olympics. I have to make sure, and that's another thing that's
like,
so
what
hard.
if you win? Like, what if you go to the Olympics and you actually win? Like,
Yeah,
you never know what
you don't
your road looks like.
You don't, and you know, what if one of the horses gets hurt? You know, you just don't really know.
Like before, even.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you know, again, you're dealing with an animal, so it's kind of up to them and what they. But I would like to keep going with it as much as I can.
And then how many horses do you have?
Right now I have 3 high performance horses.
And is Mystico one of them?
Yeah.
You guys have met Mystico. He's the one that licks me all the time.
He's brand new.
I love Mystico.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He licks me. Her plans are to be with her man, it sounds like.
Yes. We deserve some together time.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so number 5. Where's the best place you've been so far through this journey?
So far, I was telling you earlier, I think, or you or Amanda, but I was saying I went to the Sleeping Beauty castle.
I was waiting for you to tell me this. I heard you guys.
It was the castle that they actually used in the movie, but
Wait, in the Sleeping Beauty
Sleeping
movie?
Beauty, yeah, it's like the outside of it, like at Disneyland.
Yeah.
They have it, it's beautiful. It's in Germany, I believe, or Austria, I can't remember which one.
You were talking about Austria.
I think it was in Germany and Austria.
You really
I just like the
Austria.
landscape and everything in Austria. I would say that was probably the best because there's 2 really beautiful castles there.
Yeah, it was nice. It was pretty there.
God, it was so pretty.
How much different? I know I watch a lot of YouTube, which means that I see a lot of places, but there's nothing like actually being there. What is it like actually being there? The difference between there and USA?
There's a lot more land, like, and
like
everything's so spread out. Yeah, and the cities are really, they're not as nice, like building wise. Everything is pretty tight, but they're not too. Like, yeah, everything's really old. And Austria, the people there are really friendly, and we were in the Bavarian section of Germany, and that was really old. Not as like it was very cultured, so it wasn't as, you know,
like urban or something.
Yeah, there was not a whole lot of American. You know, so I liked it, but it was more.
It's not very touristy.
No, it's not.
Have you seen any like celebrities or anything?
Oh, we did. When we were in Austria, we went to a show that was sponsored by Glock, the gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
and they actually sponsor 2 really big riders. And so they put on this huge elaborate event, and they had like clowns on stilts.
That's
they
awesome.
had everything, and Jason Statham was there.
And who is that?
You know, oh my God. He's one of the guys that does the movies of like the driving.
Oh, I think that I saw a
really
picture
handsome.
actually. Yeah, I think I saw after somebody said that, I think that I saw. I just don't remember who.
Yeah, it was so fun because he pulled up and Mariah Carey performed there.
Nice.
When he pulled up, he got out and Holly was like, "Oh my God!"
She took a picture, didn't
yeah,
she?
She did. And
It's on Instagram. I'll link it down below.
It was really fun. It was fun to see celebrities actually get involved and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was,
That's
obviously
cool.
they paid him a lot of money to be there, but it was worth it.
For sure.
They had Elton John the year before.
So they kind of kind of do appearances.
Yeah.
That's cool. This is number 6. How do you handle the pressure? Did I already ask this question? No. Yeah, how do you handle the pressure?
I don't know. I think it just is the name of the game. I think if you really want to do it, and if you have enough people behind you that are pushing you, I think that you kind of just tell yourself there's no other way
around with it.
Yeah, I mean,
you've gotten a lot. It was a lot more pressure in the beginning.
Yeah, it was, but it is a lot of pressure politically for the team now.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you have to deal with
part
that
of the
kind
team
of
now.
Yeah, and so you kind of have to deal with that kind of pressure of, well, I have to perform, and you know, I have to do that kind of stuff. But it's still a lot of pressure. I mean, your sponsors, your, you know,
it gets even more pressure. But does it seem like it gets a little bit? Well, okay.
The more
the beginning pressure, is it different from the beginning when it was just you to now?
It is, because in the beginning it was, oh crap, I have this really nice horse, now I have to do something with it.
Yeah.
And now it's, okay, well, the more you perfect,
lots of people around
the more you perfect your trade, and the more that you have the support system, it doesn't get there's not as much pressure, but it's still, it comes in other forms.
Yeah.
So you still get it.
Yeah.
I think the more the pressure is just all the obligations you have to do.
Okay, so I have a question. When you're feeling really pressured, like you've had a really pressured moment in writing or, you know, whatever in this journey, what do you do to, do you have like for me, when I come home from a busy day, like they know I look freaking forward to my tea.
Yeah.
Like I think about my tea, and it makes me happy.
Yeah.
What do you do that makes you happy?
Well, the first thing I do is I call Dana.
Yeah.
I have to call him. He like.
Do you Skype him or call him?
I call him.
Okay.
I mean, I'll Skype him too.
Whatever you're at.
Yeah, it's just hard to, sometimes it's hard to get Skype, but
yeah.
I'll call him. Honestly, I walk away from everyone and I cry. So no one can see me, obviously, but I just cry. It's okay to do that.
Yeah,
you know,
for
people
sure.
think that, you know, to be strong and to be
It's
an
a strong
athlete
person cries.
and,
I mean,
you know, it's a lot. And I think that as long as you handle yourself okay in it,
Yeah.
and you're not,
you don't let it consume you.
yeah, I think it's good to do that. And I honestly, like after my first show in Europe, it took me a week to snap out of, because I had a really bad show, and it took me a week to get out of it.
Yeah.
I think that comes a point in you telling yourself,
there's gonna be some good and
Yeah.
there's gonna be some bad.
and you're here for a reason. You made it here because
Yeah.
you're good enough.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have to talk yourself out of
Yeah.
it, and I think that's where people,
and everything happens for a reason. Like
Yeah.
even though you might try your path is
Yeah.
pathed out for you.
Yeah.
And your time will come. Like everybody's time will come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and in this sport, it's about peaking at the right time. And I
Yeah.
feel like this is what makes a true athlete and a true strong person, is that if you can tell yourself, I can get out of this, like
Yeah.
I can get through it. And then once you get through it, you're like, oh my, you like look back and you're like, I was okay after that,
yeah.
you know, and
makes
you
you
learn
stronger.
from it, and
Yeah.
it makes you stronger.
She's changed so much, you guys, from the beginning of this to now. Like it's inspiring. Very inspiring. Okay, so number 7. What do you do when it's just you in your own, well, let's not get too personal, but what do you do when it's just you in your alone time? Meaning like those moments where my mom goes home, Holly goes home, and it's just you. Like, what do you do to keep yourself, like, you know, busy,
I watch
occupied?
shows.
What are your
I
favorite
sit
shows?
on my butt
I do the same
and
thing.
I watch TV shows.
I love TV.
I do. I honestly, I know I could probably be running or something, but
She's like training for Olympics, and she's like,
but I mean, I do that and like every
Yeah.
so often. But I mean,
love
I
TV.
like to sit and watch, just mindless, take
Doesn't
my
it
head
get your
away
mind
from
to things?
everything.
Yeah. What's your favorite shows?
Oh man, I already went through Grey's Anatomy.
Did you watch
I went
Orange is the New Black?
No, I need to start a new one, so I'll probably start that.
Love that.
I've gone through Nashville. I've
I
gone
love
through Sons of Anarchy.
I love Sons of
And that's what,
Anarchy.
you
I
know,
love
being
it.
on the road,
Yeah.
you take the Apple TV everywhere,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing, because a lot of places don't have cable.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Europe,
that would
they
suck.
only have like one channel, BBC,
And
that
you
is...
can't maybe understand
No.
it.
So you watch a lot of TV.
Yeah. That, you know what? The TV would be my savior too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can watch TV and you can zone out in
Yeah.
other drama, and it takes your mind
Oh,
off
yeah, for
everything.
sure.
And you can watch episode after episode after episode until you're done, and then you just move on to the next TV show.
Yeah.
And there's some damn good TV
I know,
shows.
but I'm having a hard time finding one
right now.
so-
Oh, you know what? Somebody just told me about one. What was it? I don't know if you know of this show, Sense8. I think that's what it's called.
Oh no. I think I've seen it on the...
Have you seen the Killing season? That's really good too.
Oh no, The Killing, yes.
Okay,
I've
well,
seen
what about
the first season,
True
not
Detective?
the second one.
Okay, that's a good show, and it's what did I just get to? Oh, The Strain. Have you watched The Strain?
Ooh, dude, it's
okay.
so crazy.
I just
Really?
got done watching every single episode on The Strain.
How many
About to
seasons?
new-
It's intense.
I think there was 2
That's
seasons.
his blood sucking.
Yeah, 2 seasons, and now it's going to be going on the 3rd.
Okay.
It might have been 1 season.
See, I got into...
So good.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's on the European Netflix, but it's called Orphan Black. Mom got into it a little
Oh,
bit. It's
I
on
bet
like
you
the
it's good.
British
I'll have to
channel
watch
here.
it.
Oh my god, it was so good,
have to
but
watch it.
I can't get it on Netflix.
Oh.
Because it's on the European BBC or whatever.
Okay, so we discussed that TV is definitely the outlet, not the other thing you guys are thinking about that people do in their alone time.
Which would be good too.
Which, you know what, you gotta let your stress off somehow. I mean, I know I do. And the next question, what are your favorite toys? Just kidding. Number 8, what would you say to your 15-year-old self?
Quit basketball.
You didn't like basketball? She was such a good kid.
I loved it, but
Yeah.
I went all through high school playing, but honestly, I was like, I was so into the horses.
Keep going, I wanna hear
I
what
was
you're
so into the horses, but I felt like,
You're being pulled.
yeah, I mean, I loved, and I wasn't that bad at basketball either.
Yeah,
but
no, you were really good.
I just felt like it was, especially my junior and senior year, I could have focused more on horses, because I felt like I didn't play that much in those years.
Yeah.
On the team, like I played, but I wasn't playing time.
And she was jumping horses at that. Well, I think you were doing both.
I did dressage at that time, but I think it was, but like my freshman year I switched to dressage. But I just think that basketball was high school basketball was really time consuming.
She was way different. Okay, I just have to say this. The difference between divorced kids who come from a divorce and kids who come from parents who stay married is huge. She's a prodigy. Yes, she is a prodigy, but she is a product of parents who did not get divorced, and I'm a product of parents who were divorced.
Not that we're any different.
No, but the way we grew up, I was a lot different. Like compared to what I mean, like now we're,
she taught me not to do drugs and not to run out of the house. And
So, but even Holly and my sister Jenna, Jenna comes from my other family, but they all had married parents, and then all of the stepkids like Rayleigh, me, and my other brothers and sisters, we all had a really challenging time growing up. It just is like a perfect example of the differences as growing up with parents who are divorced and not divorced. I don't know. It's just like plain as day to me now. It's motivation. Me and JD are gonna be married for 14 years. I think I've been saying that a lot.
That is awesome.
It's awesome. I remember it was just 7 years when I was like, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
You guys are like the best you've ever been right now.
Right now we're not bad. Like we do have our struggles, but
everyone does.
Yeah, and it's hard being with somebody who's chronically ill. It's just hard. It's not an easy journey. Okay, so number 9. What advice do you have for others trying to accomplish their dreams?
Something I'm going through right now is being yourself through the whole thing. I think that, because I move around so much and I move to different groups of people, I think it's easy for people to lose who they are or change. Like I started noticing a little bit of a change from like when I was in Europe, and that's what Dana and I were talking about this last week, and he has to adjust because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm really trying to and I don't want to change for the worse. I want to change for the better. And having that support system like him and my family, when they can say when they're acting different, there's something wrong. I started thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, like I'm starting to, like think to myself that I could do something better, or like acting like I was better, or challenging them all the time, or challenging their opinions, and I was never like that. And so I started noticing it. We actually had like a really big conversation about it, and I just think it's hard for someone to stay themselves, but it's also that support system that you have when you go into something like this. You need to tell them if I start changing.
You mean changing like getting
attitude?
Yeah,
like just
snooty.
Yeah,
like
just
kind of like
having it go to your head. Like not that anyone. I don't feel like what it was going on with me was intentional. I just feel like it started with Mom, and then it went to Dana, and then it could have gone even farther.
Well, and I think that you have become way more confident. Like from the beginning to now, you are so much more confident. That could be.
And it's hard to not mix the two. And I think that especially for
people, become strong. You don't mind speaking your mind as much.
No, I don't.
Either,
but I have to worry. I have to like
watch yourself.
Watch it.
Why?
I don't know, not watch it,
but like how you say
in my head. I kind of like, this is where Danielle and I are so much alike, because we know what we're trying to say, but it's like
come out way wrong.
Like I can speak my mind, but like I don't do it in a kind way.
And it depends on who you're with.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because if you're with family or something, like maybe it comes out real. The blunt is the right word.
Yeah, blunt.
Like you're bitch.
Yeah.
Like there's no really nice way to say that. So does it matter about who that's with when you're talking, or you mean like at all? Like when you're with family or
no, just family, just people that are like
your trainers and stuff like that.
Not trainers. I feel like it's more with Dana and Mom. I feel like I'm really, because I'm so close to both of them. It's easier for me to be like, don't do it like that, or something. And it comes out.
You're just being straight to the point. And it just sounds kind of bitchy.
It comes out the way that I would never have said it before, and I don't want to be like that. I kind of want to. I like to be
being kind of short. Number 10. What has been the worst, best part about this process? First of all, what has been the worst part about the whole process?
Worst part is being away from home.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that before, but it is really hard. I mean, as much as I make homes in the places that I go, it's not a set home. And I will never have a set home until Dana's here and I'm done. I mean, winters I'll go to Florida, and summers, who knows where I'll be. either Idaho, here, you know, you just never know. So.
Before she answers the second part of that question, she has been through a few trainers. Like she's had to, you know, get up the courage to move on nicely because they just haven't worked out. Yeah, I mean, that's hard, especially when someone's taking you so far, and it's just not an easy thing to do, you know? I don't know, you guys, she's been through a lot. Like I just remember in the beginning of this process, she was like, and I hope you don't take this personal when I say this, but really kind of timid and scared. Not a timid and scared person, but just about the whole process, because she was worried about what we would think, and she would worry about everything. And I remember sitting in the car on a Christmas day after a party, and it was with one of her trainers that she didn't want her to be with her anymore, and she had to talk to mom about it. And I remember encouraging her to get a new trainer, and that was like kind of the beginning of Kasey. She finally did it. She got a new trainer. You remember that?
Yeah, that was Gina, right? Yeah. And it was
more talking to mom about it. I think that was the scary part about that.
Yeah, and it, you know, unfortunately with this, any kind of sport, I mean, like I relate a lot to gymnastics because that, you know, they go through the same thing. But like with this sport, you kind of have to change trainers with your level, and like with what you're working on, not all the time, but most of the time, and you can't take it too much to heart, and unfortunately a lot of the people do.
Yeah, they do.
It took me like,
and there's nothing you can do about that because you're in it for yourself, and you have to like continue to move forward because it's your dream. And if somebody's not, if you plateau with somebody, then you have to, you know. And I just remember being so proud of her for, I feel like that was the first time she kind of, well, I don't know if it's the first time, but she really just stood up for herself and to my mom, and I was in the car with her, and
it was hard because she was really good friends with her.
And after that, I just feel like things started moving up for Kasey. And anyway, the change from now to from then talking to Kasey to now is like, I'm just so proud of her, you guys. Like, I'm so proud of you because I know just from my little experience of being away in Las Vegas away from my family, even though I wasn't away from my whole family, still I felt lonely. I just remember the feeling of that loneliness and like the aching and longing to be with the people that I love. So just think, she's been doing this for like 5 years now, like going away 5 years now, and maybe even a little longer. And just think about how hard that is, especially being overseas. I mean that right there makes a person grow, you know, just
it's a whole other experience,
because you learn so much about yourself. And I can tell this girl has been doing a lot of internal, you know, growing. It's all over her. She wears it well. Okay, so what has been the best part of this journey?
I think the best part is the fact that like I look at video of Dubois and I when I first got him, and then I look at what we just accomplished this summer, and it's like it's hard work, you know, and I think it's the most rewarding part. And I'm getting married. So.
I know, it's so exciting.
I would have never met Dana if I didn't go to Spokane.
Yep, that's right. It's so exciting, you guys. Dana is awesome. He may live here for just like a little bit, so you'll be seeing, I'm sure he won't be camera shy.
No.
So you'll be seeing a lot of him, which is awesome. I still have to talk to JD, but JD's not gonna have a problem with it. So this is so much fun. Yeah, look at her ring. Can you see it? Can you see it? So you know what? Sometimes it's so sparkly. There you go. See, guys? Look how pretty that is. Because not a lot of people may not know what dressage even is. It's pretty much dancing on a horse. Like fancy dancing. It's amazing. Right? It's like kind of dancing. I mean, obviously, the horse does so much. That's why for like a dressage horse, like on her level, like just not an average rider can get on her horse, right?
No, not to make it do what they are, like the way that you want them to perform.
Well, can they mess them up too if they get them right a lot? Because then they get lazy or they start trying to do the wrong thing. Yeah, so you have to be really, and her horses,
they're athletes for sure.
Yeah, they are, and they are babied, and they were an investment.
Yeah, they get magnetic blankets, they get ice boots, they get everything. Yeah. Everything that a runner or
they get massages, they get everything. Yeah, there you go, acupuncture. So her next destination is Idaho. I always say Iowa. I know, it's not even a place. What is it, Iowa and Idaho?
Like Idaho.
Yeah. Iowa.
No, I'm going to Ketchum, Idaho, which is in Sun Valley. Yeah. It's a resort area, so
that'll be fun. Sun Valley is like a touristy.
It's very touristy.
Nice. That'll be fun. I bet you it's nice there this time of year.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It is. There's elk everywhere.
Ooh, fun. Don't get trampled though.
No, but it's really pretty.
It's really exciting. So my sister is 25 now. 27. Oh my gosh, 2 years already went by. I'm 35. Can't believe it.
So you're 8 years older than me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That was fun. I had a good time talking with my sister. I'm gonna close this vlog out. Should we say something funny? What should we say?
Wait, guys, wait. Oh, do squats. They help your butt.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget those squats.
Oh, nice. It's a better knife.
So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys found this really inspiring because this girl right here is inspiring, and you guys are going to be seeing some more of this journey because I will be, anytime I'm doing some sort of a time with Kasey, I won't interview every time, I'm not going to do that, but I'll like show you part. Unfortunately, I don't get to go everywhere she goes, but when she makes it to the Olympics, I'll be taking my camera.
Yeah.
Not that my camera will reach. I might have to take my Big Daddy because it might be from real far.
What Big Daddy?
My big, you know, my big Canon.
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
Like his camera, or you like what Big Daddy am I talking about?
Your actual Big Daddy.
I love you. Have a great night, and we will see you in the, or I will see you in the next vlog.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.